Well, it wasn't necessarily the prettiest win, but last I checked, you don't have to play pretty to win. And look, I know this team is dealing with all kinds of injuries and adversity, but in the end, Mac Jones was able to lead this team on a game-winning drive, garnering respect from his teammates, or as they call him, Mac 10.
Dog, Mac 10. Yes, sir. Yeah, dog. Yeah.
You know, obviously I got a good relationship with Mac, been knowing him for a long time. That competitive spirit, he's had it since Alabama, since the days, you know, been a kid. He's always been competitive.
Mac is a leader. You know, I knew he was going to come in and do what he needed to do today. He played good. You know, he got us a win, and you know, I'm thankful for him.
This entire offense is really new to him. He just got here this last summer, and to be a quarterback where you really have to know where everybody's at on the field at the same time. You have a different game plan each and every week. You know, I just want to give all the credit in the world to Mac because, you know, that's really a difficult situation to be into, and, you know, he's doing a really good job stepping up, making plays, bringing that energy that we need in the huddle for the guys to build off, and then, you know, in the two-minute drive down the field to win the game. That's, you know, that just shows the kind of man he is and what he's about.
I've failed a lot in that situation, to be honest, in the NFL, and I just know the guys have my back, and like we talked about in the silent, let's go out there and rip it, and just one play at a time, and erase everything that happened, like the 2 plays before or whatever were my fault, and but just to give your team a chance to win. And offensive line blocked really well. KB had a couple good catches. Everybody was lined up. The process and execution was great. So that's all you can ask for. And Eddie made a great kick at the end, and Christian obviously on the screen getting those extra yards is huge. And it was a screen that I hadn't really run before, and I was like, Christian, what is this again? So he reminded me, and he's like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, I got you. So that was bad by me. I got to know exactly what it is, but it was great to see that happen.
Now, one of the heroes of this game was Eddy Pineiro, who kicked the game-winning field goal. And crazy to think, this dude was just sitting on his couch a few weeks ago.
I was really grateful to have the opportunity to go in there in front of the fans and yeah, have some fun.
You said opportunity. What has this opportunity been like for you, being able to come in and really the team entrusting you to make this trip?
Yeah, it was great. I was sitting on a couch 3 weeks ago watching the first game of the season, and now I'm here. So it's a blessing, and I thank God every day for giving me the opportunity to come here and show what I can do. So the more game winners you have, the more experience you have, but this one felt great. And I'm, super excited that the team was able to put me in position, because it's not just me; it's our O-line and our D-line, and we did well today. So,
what's going through your head before you have to go out there and do that? Take us through that.
Yeah, I mean, just I know I got to make the kick. If not, yeah, I probably won't be here. So, just gotta make kicks, like I said a week ago. So, I'm just happy that I'm able to make some kicks and I can be here and enjoy the ride. So.
Man, Eddie, yeah, it was big, it was huge. I'm glad he was able to seal it, and he's a great kicker. Great, we got him on our team.
Yeah, man, shout out to Eddie. He gave some good words at the end. It was just awesome to see him have that moment. Heard a little bit about his story last week, sitting at lunch with him, and he kind of gave me his rundown, him in Carolina, things like that. And so to hear his story and then see him get that game winner was awesome to just be around guys holding him up at the end. His energy was impeccable, so happy for that guy.
Not enough can be said about this 49ers defense, who made critical stops in the fourth quarter and was able to put this team in position to win the game.
Just never giving up. As long as it's time on the clock, we're gonna play to a 0-0 on the board. That just showed the relentlessness of the defense, and how we flying around, and just that's just a testimony to each other, how we fly around and how we play and how we play for each other. Just all throughout the off season, when we in OTAs, that's all we talked about was just finishing. It was like 4 games that we played last year that came down to, just us finishing in the fourth.
I mean, they're the only reason we were in it, to be honest. They kept making plays and getting the ball back, and really an explosive offense, an explosive quarterback in Kyler Murray, and they did a great job, and Fred and everybody just having a plan and executing the plan. So really thankful to have that. And as a quarterback, when you know that in the back of your head, you have a chance. So and when you don't, it's hard because you sometimes press and stuff. But they did a good job.
So with the win, the 49ers move to a perfect 3-0 on the season and now have sole possession of first place in the NFC West. Up next for the Niners, they welcome in the Jacksonville Jaguars next Sunday. At Levi's Stadium, Kevin John, ABC 10 Sports.